Timmy's, children, Pokemon Champions was never going to be a Pokemon Showdown clone. It was never going to be instant Pokemon, and it needed to be that way because we can't reward all the cheating that's going on in Pokemon. But if you were dumb enough to have that thought in your head, there's no hope for you and your what's wrong with Pokemon to begin with. But let's see what we have, because there's actually like a training system, and Verlisify is always right. I'm against cheating. I'm against lying. Wolfe Glick is a cheater. I'm the only one that has integrity calling out that fact. I'm the only person that wants Pokemon better. I'm the only real Pokemon fan left, at least when it comes to all the influencers, and I'm the most hated for it. But Verlisify always right. I said they need a centralized, universal, one currency to affect all the training of your Pokemon. They did it. Good on Pokemon Champions. My only issue is that it's 2026. Too little, maybe just enough, but absolutely too late. Pokemon's already dead now. There's no reason to play, even for the shiny legendary event that's going on. It's just completely over, especially after how awful ZA is. They massacred our boy with Mega Dragonite. So Pokemon Champion's supposed to get everyone in, and I can see where they're doing that. They need to make competitive Pokemon more accessible to learn, not more accessible for training, because it's already so much quality of life, and it's already just way too... like, it's as accessible as it needs to be. So, assembling your ideal team. Expand your Pokemon roster with new friends. Can bring some of your past partners into Pokemon Champions through Pokemon Home. Can recruit Pokemon from within the game itself. That's neat, and they give you a lot of Pokemon. Now, I think it's actually, like, a cool way to learn, because you get to choose. Like, I like Talonflame. I like Charizard. The Apple one is cool, and for Alligator's neat. Mega confirmed on for Alligator, I don't know. So, with that, it's like, hey, you get to pick, and then you get to learn slowly, and then you get the points and you unlock. Recruiting Pokemon. Trial recruitment. Have a Pokemon join your team for a trial period. Can battle with it right away to test whether it'll suit your strategy. Then you use it to get victory points. Hey, I called it being victory points live. So you can use trial once a day without using victory points. Interesting. And then you can get a permanent recruitment. So it's just like a couple of Pokemon. Once you found a Pokemon's a good match for you, you can add it to the team permanently, and then you'll use victory points. Is this an everyday role? Because that would be really, really interesting. Like a daily play where they just give you 10 random Pokemon to choose from. You can just slot each of them onto your already existing team, and then you just go purchase for 1,000. Where it's like, I like this. Instead of going in the game and catching it, I purchase it for 1,000, spend another 500 points, and then I can max out the stats. However that goes. Someone in chat just says, I love Let's Go, and that made me realize, no Let's Go announcement. Why? We need Let's Go Joe to save Pokemon. Junichi Masuda, though, he's building his Pokemon theme park. He's building his own pasture. Alright, train your Pokemon. Tell your team skills in the training feature Pokemon Champions by using victory points. I'm calling it BP. Attack, defense, and other stats can be altered. Abilities and moves even. So that's mean a universal currency that does everything. You love to see it. Can I make these pictures bigger? Oh. Not really, kind of, though. Yeah. Customize your team, match your battle style. That's my big advice, where it's like you want to find your playstyle and then put Pokemon around that. Don't be a meta slave. But because I'm canceled and everyone just follows the cheating fraud that's shit at Pokemon known as Wolfe Glick, which is proven. Like, a good player doesn't cheat. Fact of all competition. So, customize your team, match your battle style. Remember that you can't train Pokemon during the trial recruitment period. Interesting, but also makes sense. So you just kind of get a Pokemon, it rolls with whatever garbage stats, you try it out, then you do it, boom. Commence training. Look at all that stuff they do. Change the ability, change the nature, add in some moves, max out the EVs, complete training. Are IVs gone? That's the interesting thing to think about. Are IVs gone? Because that would get rid of like the 0 speed shenanigans. I'd be okay with that. 0 attack, whatever. That's just hacker garbage at this point. No one's ever done like a deliberate 20 IV to make some kind of counter threshold. Just have no IVs anymore for the accessible competitive Pokemon game. And then that simplifies it to where you max out a Pokemon for 700 victory points. Trained. And if you do 10 battles and you get like 50 victory points per battle, trained. We have numbers. We do have numbers. So you can also just look that up for yourselves. Stat point 66 out of 66. That's EVs, yeah. So they have the EV training. IVs could get messy. Minimum, maximum. We can cross-reference. I don't... Someone else do that. I'm pausing the recording while someone else does that. Boys, it's max IVs. I guess you can't really see. You gotta take my word for it. We checked on Pokemon Showdown. It's max IVs. That the special defense 137 with +2 like effective stat points from the EVs. That's level 50 at 31 IVs. So fine. Needs to be that way. Good. Good on Game Freak. Just simplify it. Especially if everyone's cheating anyways. Got it. I hate that, like, here's the thing. I've been saying this for years. I want Battle Revolution 2. I want a strong competitive Pokemon-based game. But you gotta ban Wolfe Glick. You gotta ban all the top VGC players. Everyone that got flagged at Worlds 2023, ban them. 3-year minimum. If it's a repeat offender, permaban. Not hard. Someone that has connections to Japan. Uncle at Nintendo. Expose Chris Brown. We need this. Because, like, Wolfe Glick has a permanent advantage from competitive Pokemon that cannot be undone. Regardless of this. This is still going to take time. This is still going to take work. Everyone just brings in their hacked Pokemon from Pokemon Home. Now, what could save this, if, like, you bring in a Pokemon from Home and it becomes a fresh maxed IV trial Pokemon, and you have to get the in-game currency. So it's like you just caught the Pokemon, and then it's just only caught Pokemon that come in. That would be great, especially if it's so cheap to train Pokemon. It would kind of suck that all my work means nothing and cheaters won in the end. But at least it's a clean-ish slate. Again, Wolfe Glick still has an impossible permanent advantage forever, like everyone else that's hacked in Pokemon. So, the idea here is, yeah, this is... kids are getting in. Pokemon's already accessible stat-wise, but it's not accessible knowledge-wise. That learning how to train the Pokemon, or learning how the stats interact and getting all these things, that's the bigger barrier than actually doing it. So, that's just one of those things where we can see all this come down. It's like, okay, they do that. Who cares about zero speed? GG, easy, good luck, have fun. It's all, like, standardized now. Actually, we got more things to note. Handouts. Making the game easier, like all the babies over at Pokemon Showdown, because it is a % health bar. You know the exact amount you have done to the opponent. Significant. Also, one thing I begged for is that if it's a universal currency like battle points, Pokemon home points need to translate over. If that happens, make sure your bank is full. Make sure you got the max amount of Pokemon home points. That way you can play max competitive on launch. Which is also fair, because let's say they wipe all of your EVs and they make everyone max IVs and stuff to where your training doesn't matter. Well, if they've been in Pokemon Home, you got the points, so it's like you get to auto-train them back. Fair. Enjoy Pokemon battles. 3 battle modes, 2 formats. 3 battle modes, ranked, casual, private. Ranked battles, test your skills against trainers from all over the world. Rank will change. Good. Playing ranked battles lets you obtain VP. Verlisify always right. Casual battles, play without worrying about winning or losing. Just testing your team performance, perfect strategies. Private battles. Create a room or the... Yeah. So, this is the only issue. Where I said Pokemon Champions needs to be perfect. And the way they make it perfect is like very customizable rule set. We don't see how that works. Victory points can be gained through ranked battles and other places. There's probably like a training mode or NPC battle tower kind of thing. That'd be great. VP cannot be directly purchased. Done. So any idiot that saw that went, oh no, paid currency. No, it's not. Of course, it was never going to be that way. If you think that, you have too much brain rot. You are on social media too much. You are too toxic in your heart to just be like everything's a pay-to-win currency. Everything's a microtransaction. No, it isn't. Unfollow everyone you're watching but me because they're filling your head with lies and nonsense. So yeah, actually best case scenario is that competitive Pokemon do not transfer with their maxed out stats from Pokemon Home because of all the hacking. That just works to be like a simulacrum of a Pokemon you've already caught. Which means if you already have the full dex, it's easier that way. Or you can go to a past game, catch the species you want, bring in champions, max it out, something like that. We got Battle Tower, we got Universal Currency, it's great. It's only missing customization. Like, you need to be able to make these rule sets however you want. 6v6, so they have single battle and double. But it needs to be like, I can do a 4v4 single battle with a 30-minute timer if I want. 10-minute timer increments. select your Pokemon. Also, we need clarification on the gimmicks, but I'm okay with that because Pokemon Worlds being the competitive Pokemon Champions trailer has to happen. The only flaw here is 2026 is too late. Pokemon's already dead. We needed this now. We needed this for the summer. We needed people to be excited about Pokemon. No reason to be excited about Pokemon. We don't have enough details, so it's like, oh, I'm going to go back in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and train for Pokemon Champions. If it wipes your stats and you have to do the victory point thing because of trials and whatever, that's a waste of time. If it's anything other than January 2026, it's cooked. Pokemon's already dead by then. Legends EA is trash. Triple battles aren't worth it. Also needs battle replays. That's another huge thing. If no battle replays, game's dead forever. No reason to ever play Pokemon again. Animo, Pal World, rinse it. Get rid of realm teams, bring back battle replays. That's what needed to happen for Generation 9. Never happened. It's on mobile, which is nice. That's what it needed to do. This is what I mean, like, accessible Pokemon. I wanted Pokemon Unite to be like Pokemon Go popular, the League of Legends of Pokemon MOBA, but it didn't do that. So I don't know. Like, this being on mobile, it helps, but we need Pokemon Go. We need millions of active players instantly. We need this to be the biggest Pokemon game ever. It has the roots for it, but the Pokemon community is too toxic, too many cheaters, everything's ruined, and there's still a few points where it can go wrong, but it has the right idea. We're like, little Timmy playing competitive Pokemon for the first time. They open it up, they get their Charizard, they spend 1,000 victory points, and now they just playing Pokemon. Good for them. I think that's it. I don't know what else. I'm like scanning chat. Yeah. Also, one of those things, like, if you've got that brain rot, go pay $10 for Pokemon Friend or whatever, because that just seems like the mindful decompression, actually train your brain kind of game. So, at least, at the very least, what we've seen from Pokemon Champions, it's not over. Like, if there was, like, some major flaw with Pokemon Champions, like, GG, done, rip forever, Pokemon loses, but we have, like, Pokemon's dead until 2026, and then there's a chance for it. And if this game flops, then it's GG. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching. Actually, we got more things to note. Handouts. Making the game easier, like all the babies over at Pokemon Showdown, because it is a % health bar. You know the exact amount you have done to the opponent. Significant. Also, one thing I begged for is that if it's a universal currency like battle points, Pokemon home points need to translate over. If that happens, make sure your bank is full. Make sure you got the max amount of Pokemon home points. That way you can play max competitive on launch. Which is also fair, because let's say they wipe all of your EVs and they make everyone max IVs and stuff to where your training doesn't matter. Well, if they've been in Pokemon Home, you got the points, so it's like you get to auto-train them back. Fair.